really see, can you? Yeah, you can now, you can. We haven't lit the altar up. We've only got the fake candles on it. We have all the candles ready to go. We just have to light them up. Whoops. So let's turn the lights on. There we go. So here is our Day of the Dead altar, ready for the 1st and 2nd of November, which is the day that you celebrate the Day of the Dead. In Espanol, it is Dia les los Muertos. And today, very exciting things happened. We made, well, I'll say we, my friend and I, a Mexican friend, we made the Day of the Dead bread, which is pan de los Muertos, which I can get this open with my fingers. In here we have, oh, Deb, how are you going? This is the Day of the Dead bread. That's one that I didn't eat, but this is the bread. So you've got a skull in the middle, and these are the bones. And you should smell it, Deb. It smells amazing. So we put that on the, I'm going to put that on the altar because the smell is supposed to attract our loved ones back. It's a special Day of the Dead bread. Oops. I'll put that under there so that we don't forget to put that back on when we turn off the lights tonight. So that is something new. And while we were making the bread today at my Mexican friend's house, I made some more flags, the Mexican party flags. Now I was saying I didn't really love these because the colours weren't that amazing. So, of course, these are my stencils. We have all the colours here. So now I just have to put them together. I might just close this door because I've got a bit of wind coming in, and there we go. Now, how are we going to do this? Let me put you in the tripod. Let's get you in here. There we go. How are you, Deb? So, how are we going to do this? We can just put you here. Actually, how about we do this? We face you this way. That you can see what I'm doing on this table here, because that's exactly what I'm trying to do, is literally put together a Mexican flag. There we go. That's better. Oops. All right. There you go. Hey, Chris, how you going? So, Chris, you're in New Mexico. So, do you celebrate the Day of the Dead? Because even though I'm in Australia, I used to live in Mexico. So, this is my Day of the Dead altar that I've been building for the last couple of days. And right now, I'm putting together the Day of the Dead, well, the Mexican party flags. Obviously, being in Australia, you can't buy them, right? What we're gonna do today. I'm good, how are you? Chris, so yeah, do you make the Mexican flags? I mean, do you celebrate the Day of the Dead? So what we're going to do is we're going to just get the string. As you can see, the stencils are made. We're just going to string them up. So let's put some colours together. Just make them up ourselves, our colours. We've got purple, red, lots of red. Party colours, right? So let's just start. So basically I just put some string up next to it on the top. I don't know if you can see this. And we're just going to staple it. Actually, I need another light. Another light. There we go. Okay, so you do celebrate the Dia de los Muertos? Because you're in New Mexico, so you're very close to Mexico, right? So the traditions are, you know, close by. Of course, I've ran out of staples in that one. Aha. We're in action. We are in action, guys. We are in action. So I used to live in Mexico, Chris, and so I saw the tradition of the Day of the Dead a lot. I didn't completely understand it. I thought it was kind of something to do with Halloween, to be honest, but it has nothing to do with Halloween. I know that now, but I didn't know that at first. I just used to see it, you know, very elaborately put together at the resorts I used to work at. I used to sell timeshare in Mexico. So the big timeshare resorts in Cancun, the Quintana Roo, basically where I lived, had, there we go, had like, you know, very big elaborate altars, massive altars. So offenders, as they call them in Espanol. So we're going to put, I've got many colours to choose from. I think I'm going to put the light blue next to the red. So today, guys, let me show you my altar. I haven't completely finished the altar. I have a few more things I need to do, but at the moment I've just got the fake candles. I will light the candles up later on tonight. Today I met up with my Mexican friend. Hey Jim, how you going? Jim, we made the Mexican bread. So Pan de los Muertos, which is the Day of the Dead bread. So my Mexican friend and I, we did like a 4-hour live today and we made the bread. It smells divine, like divine. And then in between making the bread, I showed her, my Mexican friend, how to make the Mexican flags. But I want to take these ones down. They're not so pretty. I've got a whole lot more colours this year to work with. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm literally stringing it up to make my next flag. Picking all the colours and making it all pretty. So I have, unfortunately, I just printed a picture out of my girlfriend. They just passed away recently, a school friend of mine from primary school. My best friend when I was in grade 1 and 2. She just passed away. So I need to put her on the altar. So that's very sad. So anyway, how is everyone? It's afternoon for you guys. it's not. It's morning for you guys, isn't it? So, Pan de los Mortes. Yeah, see, my pronunciation is not wonderful. Debbie Sue, do you ever sleep, my love? Do you ever sleep? How is your brother-in-law? So, everyone, Debbie Sue, my gosh, she was on a marathon run today with us. She was up to about 2 o'clock, 2 a.m. in her morning, watching me do a live with my friend Gabriella. And it was a very special live, guys. We had, hey Matt, how you going? We had Gabriella, who's Mexican. We had her mother, who lives in Cancun, watching on YouTube. And she was watching us cook and sending WhatsApp messages to Gabriella's phone saying, hey, do this, you do this, do that, do that, do that. It was very beautiful, very beautiful. And she loved it. And it was my friend, you know, Gabriella's never really got into YouTube. So I'm not saying that we got her into it, but I think she enjoyed the process. So, you know, thank you, Debbie Sue, because you were part of that. So here we go. We're getting there. We're getting there. Now, what colour will we go next? We've got red. We've got a light blue. I think I'm going to put yellow. Let's go yellow. So Debbie Sue, I'll show you in a second the bread. If you didn't just see the bread I just showed. I love this, guys. Look at this. Woohoo! So cool. All right, keep on going, keep on going. We will put purple. Purple's apparently just very symbolic to, apparently it means like something to do with the chakras in the Day of the Dead. I don't know if anyone wants to Google that for me, that'd be lovely. What the colour purple means in, so these flags I'm making in the Spanish, so Chris will know, papel picado, which means punched paper. So the punched holes, punched paper. But apparently there is a color, like the colour, the purple means something in the Day of the Dead altar. You don't have to have purple, but you can. So Chris, do you celebrate? Let me just look at where's my glasses? Okay, hold on. Let me stand this tripod up so I can actually... Oh, there we go. So I don't have to bend down and break my neck. Okay, so Chris, punch paper, yep. So picado, papel picado, moraldo. I've never heard that one. So that means, so papel picado means punched paper, which is obviously the punched paper. So Chris, do you, hold on. You have outdone yourself, Dora. They look amazing. Thank you. I'm stoked, guys. I do this every year. Since my dad died 8 years ago, I've been celebrating this. It's my way of, I guess, you know, changing the sad story of grief to a happier moment. And it's helped me with my grief. I was a big daddy's girl, so, you know, losing my dad was a tragic thing for me. I never thought I'd lose him. Oops, wrong one. Okay, I'm left-handed, guys, so this is hard to do left-handed. I should be going the other way around. I should have started from this way and gone that way. But normally you kind of go from left to right, not right to left. So it's a bit confusing, right? But anyway, it is what it is. I sometimes think that being left-handed can be a bit of a disability. Ah, Meraldo is purple. So Chris, do you know what the color purple represents on the altar? Because my Mexican friend, who's living where I live in town, she thinks it might have something to do with the chakras. The purple one is something to do with like your something, yeah. Not the top one. I know the top chakra is white. She thinks it's got something to do with the chakras. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We've run out. Oh, no, we haven't. We're stuck. No, we're not stuck. We're good. We're good. Ah, no. Something's going on here. What is going on? Ah, we have a staple stuck in here, guys. I think staples are something that we don't really use anymore, is it really? Like just like pens, we don't hardly use pens anymore. Okay, I just smashed all that. That was not good. Gently, Dora, gently, 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 gently. Okay, let's see if this works. Otherwise, we'll just go back to using sticky tape. That's what I did in my last one. Oh no, we're back in action. We're back in action. Oops, maybe not. No, we're back in action. We're back in action. Okay. This is not good. They're fighting with the stapler now. Literally, the stapler is going to be stuck to the... Ah, no. Okay. Let go, let go. What is going on here, guys? What is going on? We're fighting with the stapler, literally fighting with a stapler. Okay. Let's try one more time. The colour purple represents pain, suffering, grief, mourning for the loss of loved ones. Oh, isn't that beautiful? I mean, it's not beautiful, but right, that kind of makes sense. I mean, obviously you can use any colour you want, right? No, papel means paper, apparently. But that kind of makes sense, Chris, doesn't it? So, Chris, do you celebrate this in New Mexico? Because you're in New Mexico. Yeah, you are in New Mexico, aren't you, Chris? Oh, no. Chicken, what's his name? Chicken Explorers are in New Mexico. Rick. But are you in New Mexico too? I think I know. Why do I think you're from New Mexico, Chris? I don't know. I think you are, aren't you? Okay. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. So, would you like to be part of my decisions here, guys? So, because you guys have been really helpful with me in the last couple of days, guys. So let's Oh, shivers. Whoops. Have a chair there. Okay, so let me show you what I'm doing here, guys, and what I'm trying to organise. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to change these flags here. Okay, guys? And these flags I can only fit 4 across. Okay? So what was my question? Well, I was kind of like thinking, like, I was going to go a little bit elaborate. I think, Matt, you were saying to me yesterday, be a little bit careful, because obviously there's going to be fire on this, altar below us. And I was kind of going crazy thinking, what if we put them hanging up from the top, right, from the roof, like literally on the roof, right? Like hanging like above, like this kind of thing. But then Matt made a really good call about, when you, even though I've got the candles in glasses, the glass does light up. There is a bit of a health and safety, thing. That's why I don't use tea lights. I put the tea lights in glass just for health and safety. And this year I've got the new addition to these little fake ones. Yeah, Chris, the reef's really cool, isn't it? It's very cool. So what do we think? Are we just going to keep it simple, stupid, and just change these ones? I think we should just do that first. Let's change that first. And then if we've got extra left over, then we can do something else. I think we should do that, guys. Do we agree? I think we should agree. All right. Bear with me while I take these off and retire these ones. Obviously, that's why I haven't lit up the candles, because I didn't want to have any paper go up in flames. That was a bit smart of me, wasn't it? Didn't actually think about that really, to be honest. But while we're doing putting up the flags, we should not have paper potentially getting caught on fire, right? Okay. We can retire these. But this one was a fun one to make. Look how pretty that is. That is really pretty, hey? I mean, maybe we can reuse them. I don't know. Maybe not. So let's put the first one up. And let's show you how I put this up. Now, it's not easy having one person do this. I'm just going to be honest. It's very hard. All right. So let's start up the top. We want to go that way. Okay. Bear with me. We will get this going somehow. All right. Get some sticky tape on our fingers. Okay. This is not easy to do by yourself, just saying. Okay, so let's take that off for now. Oops, and we've just dropped our sticky tape. There we go, there's our sticky tape. Okay. Oh. Our plant has got in the way. Okay, that worked. We're getting there. Chris has got here, my nana used to do floating candles in mason jars or any jars with water at night when the lights were off. It was pretty. Oh, that sounds really nice. She'd also put red, green, clear plastic rocks in the bottom of the jars to give it more colour and glow. Wow, that's actually really nice. Okay, you're giving me ideas for next year, Chris. Thank you. So basically, yes, I think you did celebrate this tradition. All right, let's go up there. Okay. Those colours look heaps better than the other colours we had before, right? Okay, I'm slightly melting, guys. I need to open the doors up because I closed the doors because it was getting too windy. Now I have to open the door because I'm getting too hot. Now, also, guys, obviously I'm not drinking alcohol at the moment. The flags look good, don't they, DBC? So I'm not drinking alcohol at the moment, but I do have alcohol-free beer, and I've put some lime in it because that's very Mexican, right? Lime. I should put some salt on the top. Now we're going to go cheers my dad. Cheers, Dad. Dad's already drank his from last night. So, I've got to keep hydrated, right? All right, so now we're going to do some more. Mainly Italian Crystal. Crystal, hello, how are you? Mate, we've come a long way since the first night you saw us. Some of you guys have already met Mainly Italian, which is Crystal. But let me show you what we've done, Crystal. We'll turn the light off to get a little bit more of an effect. Oops, lights, action. So at the moment, we're just changing the flags to better colours. I'm actually already happy with the colours. Now we'll do another layer with, different colours again. And the new addition today is we made some Day of the Dead bread. So Pan de los Muertos. Now my pronunciation is very bad, but this is Day of the Dead bread. So that's represent a skull, and these are the crossbones of the body. So in Mexico right now, you can buy this bread everywhere. It's a sweet bread. It's got an orangey tang to it. It's got orange grains in there. It's very, very nice and sweet. And you put that on the altar to attract the dead back. Now, you don't need this. You don't need this. This is just being extra, right? Being very, very extra. So there's a couple things I'm going to put on here tonight. Some salt. And we need to put a glass of water. So the salt is to represent purity. So cleansing the like evil spirits away. And the water is because, you know, obviously we're trying to attract our family members back. So the idea is that, you know, when they come back to us, they'll be thirsty. So if you put a glass of water, and a lot of people put salt in the, like in a cross on the altar to basically attract people back. So guys, mainly Italian is our friend Crystal. She lost her brother just a week ago. So we're just telling her about, I think on part one, we met Crystal and we were telling her about, you know, the tradition and how she could just print a picture out. So guys, I'm glad you turned up today, Crystal, because I'll show you exactly what I did today. I told you that I just recently lost a girlfriend of mine that I went to primary school with. Hey, Rhonda, how you going? So this is my friend Jen. Now, my printer's not that greatest, guys, and it's not a wonderful photo, but I think we're just going to use this one, I think. So basically, I have another frame. So I tried to keep, like, you don't have to do the same frames, guys. You can do any frames you want. You can see my dad's in a bigger frame, but the rest of the frames, I tried to keep it uniformed, and they're all in the same frame just to make it uniformed. But you don't have to be like that. You know, you really don't. So welcome in, Rhonda. How are you? So Rhonda, do you know about the Day of the Dead celebration? Dia de los Muertos. Now, my pronunciation is terrible. Obviously, I'm Australian, very, very far away from Mexico. But I used to live in Mexico 3 different times of my life. So in those times, I picked up the tradition. And not that I celebrated it, but I would see it celebrated. And I'm going to be honest, I did actually think that it was Halloween. That's what it meant, something to do with Halloween. But it has nothing to do with Halloween, guys. Halloween has nothing to do with this tradition at all. Completely nothing. I love your accent. Thanks, Rhonda. I mean, obviously it's better in Australian, in English, not in Espanol, because my Espanol is terrible. So Chris in our chat, Chris is from New Mexico. I don't know if you know Chris with 2 S's. Her channel is, you'll find she has, I think, about 12 dogs. Yeah, so it's nice to see a whole lot of puppy action when you go to her channel. So guys, literally just putting the photo into the frame. And then I'll tell you a little bit about Jen, because Jen was my first friend growing up. A 5, 6, 7-year-old Dora, this was her best friend growing up. So it's sad to put someone on the altar, obviously. But now we seem to have all my friends on the bottom level, and the top level here. This is my mum's family, my mum's mum, my mum's dad, my mum's sister. So my auntie, my grandfather, my grandmother. Then we have Diego's mum and dad. Then we have my dad over here. And we have my uncle and aunt. And then I have some of my gorgeous girlfriends and boyfriends down the front here. So it doesn't matter how you put this together, guys. Okay, you do not have to do anything special. It's just literally printing out a photo. I was just saying to my friend Crystal, all you have to do is print a photo out. Just like I said, print a photo of your brother out, Crystal, and then put a candle in front of it. That's it. So how about we're running out of space, guys. Okay, so let's move some stuff around here. Okay, so I have to be careful. The way the chairs are situated, because I'm using bar stools, right? So they're not exactly flat. And, whoops, there we go. I don't know if she was a rum drinker, The rum drink was supposed to be is next to my friend Deb. She was a rum drinker. And red wine is a drink I used to have very often with Dave. Last night I was telling you the story about Dave and how I met Dave. And this is my friend Esther that I do a lot of my walking for purpose. And she loved Moscato, so there's a Moscato bottle there for her. Now, one thing I needed to add here, guys, is this is my grandfather, guys. Oh, actually, wait on. Hold on. Just give me one moment. I think I might have that wrong. Is that my uncle or is that my grandfather? No, that's my grandfather. Oh, hold on. Now I'm confused. No. Crap. I think this is my grandfather. I normally have a photo of my grandfather. I don't know what I've done with it. So I never knew my grandfather and my grandmother on my dad's side. They died way before I was even thought of. But I do like to incorporate my grandfather somehow in this altar. And this year, I have this book. This is my uncle, my dad's brother, and his wife. And he was a bit of a, he liked to gather photos and he liked to write stories. And he did our family tree. So he wrote this big autobiography all about the family. So where we came from, all these different things. So I don't want to tell you exactly what my last name is, guys. I'm trying to keep things personal a little bit. But I'm a bit of a mixed race. Obviously, I'm half Indonesian. But my surname is actually French. But we won't go into that. So, yeah. So anyway, I'm going to put that on the altar too. I don't know how I'm going to fit this on the altar. This is the next thing. And then I need to finish off the flag. So yeah. And then we're going to light all the candles tonight, guys. So tonight's the first time I'm going to light all the candles. Just bear with me while I try to figure out how I'm going to actually put this on the altar. Done. Just like that. There we go. My grandfather. So I've got my father's side. Again, you don't need, you can do it however you want to do it, guys. But I've got my father's side, my mother's side, Diego's family, and my friends. Again, up to you how you want to do it. So we've got the marigolds again, marigolds are the flower of choice for the Day of the Dead. Today when I was with my friend Gabriella, she was actually telling me a story and it's a bit of like what do I do with my beer? It's like I'm not even drunk and I've lost my beer. I'm not even drinking real beer and I've lost my beer. What did I do with the beer? Oh, it's right in front of me, that's why. Cheers. 0% beer, guys. Obviously, I'm on day 66 of 75 hard. No alcohol allowed. Okay, so let's keep on going with the Mexican flag. We have 2 more to go. Put you there. There we go. And I'll just drop you down so you can see what I'm doing here. Now, we have the Mexican flag we've got up here is purple, yellow, blue, red. So let's go green. Let's start it with, where is the wire gone? What have I done? What have I done with the string? String. Oh, here we go. String. Okay. So we're just going to start this with, actually, let's start the other way around. Let's go backwards first. Because I'm left-handed, it might actually be easier going the other way around. Well, anyway, let's see if this works. I don't think it matters really, to be honest. It's just a bit fiddly. Come on, stapler, play the game, play the game. So today, guys, please don't watch the part 4. It's 4 hours long, guys. 4 hours and 15 minutes to be precise. And Debbie Sue should get a medal for watching a lot of it. She was up till 2 o'clock in the morning watching. She did say that she doesn't sleep very well. So, but I felt bad. We kept on telling her to go to bed, but I really do hope, Debbie Sue, you really did enjoy meeting my friend Gabriella. She loved it, guys. She really did. You know, it was beautiful. And yeah, it was beautiful. And she liked the process of, obviously she knows how to make the bread. And even though I'm not Mexican, I Googled how to do this about 3 or 4 years ago. And every couple of years, I do another batch because, they don't last very long. All right, so we've got... Okay, so Debbie Sue said it was a nice live. No, thank you, Debbie Sue. Honestly, it was so much fun. I really enjoyed it. I know it did go for a long time. Okay, so blue and green are never to be seen, apparently. I don't think we need to really stress too much about putting what colours with what, really, to be honest. As long as we kind of, we're trying to match them up, not the same colours at the top. So I think we're going to go... red, green, purple. Oh no, we've got purple already. Is that purple or pink? That's pink. Was that pink or purple? No, this is pink. Okay, we've got a pink. There we go. So Crystal, she's a beautiful lady. And my friend Gabriella, you're talking about Debbie's Deb, are you talking about Gabriella? It's amazing that I was able to meet a Mexican friend here living in where I live. I really do enjoy catching up with her. She loves walking, right? So, yeah, we love walking together. I think she really surprised herself when we were doing the paper, the papel picado, because she always says, "Oh, I'm not very artistic," but when she cut hers out, she was like, "Wow, it's not bad." So that was exciting. So that is Gabriella's design. It actually looks quite Aztec-y, to be honest, I think. And that's my design. All right, next on the agenda, I'm going to put blue. I like the blue. Must say, if you had a friend helping you, this would be a lot easier. A lot faster. Whoops. Okay, we're out of crap. Okay, why is the stapler not working, guys? Why is the stapler not working? Okay, lights. Something stuck in there. Oh, here's a bigger one. Let's go with this one. Okay, now the stapler doesn't want to work. What is going on, guys? I have another stapler here, but I don't know if I can get this one working either. Pardon me? Backtrack. Dora, be positive. Can you actually see me doing this? Or am I just kind of those cheap staple jams? So yeah, you're probably right, Deb. I am pretty cheap and nasty. Just ask most of my ex-boyfriends. I'm just being funny, guys. I'm just being funny. I'm actually very expensive. Can't you tell? All right. We need one more colour. What colour are we going, guys? Pick a colour, guys. We can have red, light blue, green, pink, purple, yellow. Pick a colour, someone. I don't care which colour you pick. Deb's got here, not high maintenance, but high energy wise. Yes, this is true. I definitely do have a bit of energy. Purple. Okay, let's go. Purple, purple, purple. Is that purple? It is. It's purple. Yay. Gotta say, actually, guys, purple's one of my favourite colours. Love, love purple. Though blue is now my favourite colour because blue is the ocean, right? And, well, you know I love the ocean. But, you know, what are your guys? What's your favourite colour, guys? Debbie Sue, what's your favourite colour? Is purple your favourite colour? Deb, what's your favourite colour? Whoops. am I missing? All right. Let's scissors cut this one off. Woohoo, guys! This is so pretty. Love it. Love it. Let's do one more and then we'll put it up. Actually, let me see. Okay. Let's do one more, guys. Pink. That's your favourite colour? Debbie? I mean, sorry, Debbie Sue. All right, well, we're going to start with pink for Debbie Sue. Deborah, what's your favourite colour? Okay, I'm just going to go yellow. Can someone pick the next colour for me? What colour will we go next, guys? Light blue, dark blue, green, red. Pick a colour. Okay. Green it is, because that was one top. No. Yeah, no, green will do. I've got one more colour that needs to be done for the end one. Can someone pick a colour for me? You can have red, dark blue, light blue. You can have another pink. We can double up on colours. We can do anything we want. There is no rules, really. The only rule about an altar... Hey, Heather, how you going? The only rule about an altar is that you cannot have anyone that is alive, a photo of them on the altar. That's a big no-no. How are you, Deb? Sorry, Heather. Are you recovered from your jet lag? Did you get jet lag? You like what I've done so far? Okay, Crystal, pick a colour. Crystal, red, dark blue, light blue, or pink? Can you pick a colour for me, Crystal? That's what we have so far. Red. Great colour. Red colour. It's the power colour. Does anyone like wearing red? I love wearing red. Half recovered from jet lag. Okay, so it does get you. I bet you are happy to see the boys. Did you buy them any gifts? And like, what gifts do you buy the boys? Red's your favourite colour. Okay. Do you wear red very often though, Crystal? I love wearing red. I don't know if you've noticed that I've got a couple of red tops that I wear. And I have a red jacket. So in winter time, I like to wear this red jacket and it's very nice. I like it. Yes, I do. Okay. So Crystal, whereabouts are you based? Are you in Maine? Is that why it's called Mainly Italian? Are you from Maine? That's what I'm trying to ask. Are you from Maine? Got them Halloween stickers and stamps. They love them. Oh, of course they did. Of course they did. So how is Halloween in Ireland? So guys, Heather's backyard is from she's living in Donegal in Ireland, but she's just come back from Calgary. She's from Calgary, Canada originally, but in the last year she's moved from Calgary to Ireland to live with her partner who's Irish. They've been living in Canada for a while, so it was basically his turn. Hey Norman, how you going? New to your channel. Yeah, Norman, I noticed that you had subscribed. Thank you. Where are you from, Norman? So obviously I'm Australian. I've got Heather's backyard, who is Canadian but living in Ireland. We have Debbie Sue, who is from Simply Debbie Sue. She's from Virginia in America. I'm not sure who else is there. Oh, mainly Italian. I think she's from Maine, I think. Crystal. Okay, we're out of staples again. Okay. Let's run the gauntlet here. Let's finish this off. Yes, we got it. 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 Okay. Let's put the flags up. That way we've got that done. All right, let me move you. Let's go sideways. All right. I think you can see what I'm doing here. Halloween originates from Ireland, does it? From the Celtic festival of Samhain. Tell us a bit about that, Heather. I'd love to know a little bit more about it because a lot of people think that Halloween has something to do with the Day of the Dead and it has nothing to do with it, right? Yeah, tell us, because tomorrow for me is Halloween. Tomorrow's the 31st of Australia, in Australia. Okay, so Crystal's got here, I'm from Maine and I'm Italian, Indian, Irish. Wow, you're a mixer too. So I'm obviously half Indonesian, born in Australia, but my dad's side heritage is actually Irish and French. So we're a mix of everything, right? And I've lived in Ireland, I lived in America for a very brief time, and I lived in Mexico. So I kind of say that I'm a bit of everything. a harvest festival. The veil lifted between the living and the dead. Very interesting. Okay, let's get this done, guys. Let's get this done. I wish one of you guys could come and actually help me, because this is the hardest bit, putting this up by myself. But we're tough. We are tough. Okay, let's do this. This is why we haven't lit any of the candles. Whoops. Whoops. So yeah, that's the reason why I haven't lit any candles yet, because obviously we don't want any of this to fall down and... Gaza! Hello, Gaza! G'day, mate. How are you? So guys, welcome in Gaza. Gaza is my mate from Brisbane. Gaza, this is kind of convenient that you're here today. So just bear with me, guys. Gaza is my football mate, okay? Have you been watching the footy against the Bommies? No, I haven't. But Gaza, you know how you used to play professional football, and I told you that Diego's dad was a professional footballer too? This is Dazza. I don't know if you can recognise him or if you know him. That is Dazza. Gaza, do you recognise him at all? Obviously, this is him at 67 years old. No, he was about 65 here. He used to play football for... Did he play for Manly? The Seagulls. I'm so terrible with football. Some league in New South Wales. Anyway, unfortunately, Gaza, we are building a Day of the Dead altar. I don't know if you know anything about that, Gaza, but Dazza has passed away. He passed away 2 years ago. And I'm going to stop talking for a little bit and keep on going with this. But welcome, Gaza. Okay. My greenage is actually starting to... Okay. Oh, man. Just fell off. Damn it. Damn it. Okay. Go over there. Okay. Okay, we didn't set that up right, guys. We've got red next to red, but does it matter? And we've got yellow next to yellow. Does it matter? No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Maybe it does. I hate to say that I'm going to do this, guys, but I'm going to take it down. I'm going to change it to this one. And I'll move the middle one to the bottom one. Okay, let's do this. Don't think about it, just do it. Okay. Is that better? Reece Walsh is on the fire at the moment, Golden Point of Brisbane. Oh, really? Are they playing right now, Gaza? I think I did a good move by moving that around. Didn't you reckon? Okay, so let's do the bottom row. Whoops. I love it. Love it. That looks heaps better than what we did before, or we had before, right? Okay, so I'm just going to fix it up with a bit of sticky tape, because obviously we don't want it to fall down at all, because obviously there's candles going underneath it. So there we go, guys. We have Papel Picado. Basically Mexican folk art, and Dora from Australia made it. I'm actually very proud of that, guys. I'm actually stoked. Not unhappy with that at all. I'm like very proud of myself. Very proud of myself. So now we can put back the plants that we were kind of took it down and moved around. I'm pretty happy with this, guys. Like, honestly. So, Gaza, have you ever heard of the Day of the Dead altar? So basically on the November 1st and 2nd, basically you honour the people that have passed away. So obviously my dad is on the altar that I lost 8 years ago. And then some relatives of mine, some of my friends, some of my partners, I said Diego's family over there, so Jazza, his wife, my mum's family, and then some more friends. So we need to add a few more things. We need to add some water, a glass of water, and some salt. So I'll be back. Glass of water. So why Mexican? So in Mexico, they celebrate the Day of the Dead. And I used to live in Mexico. So I used to always see the tradition. So basically, a lot of people in Mexico celebrate it. They have like big festivals over the weekend or over the days that it's on. It's basically a recognized holiday in Mexico. So it's a big deal. And obviously, you know, it's instead of wallowing in sorrow, because that's what I used to do, wallow in sorrow of my dad's death. this way is kind of a fun way to celebrate death, right? So water is because obviously we're trying to attract the spirits back of our loved ones, and by the time they get back to us, they could be thirsty. So that's why we put water on the altar. So it doesn't matter where you put it, just put it somewhere. And you put salt. Salt is for purity. So obviously, you know, evil spirits. So you don't want to attract evil spirits back. You want to attract pureness back. So apparently salt is for that. Now, you could just put it on a bowl. I mean, I could put it on a bowl. Where could I put it in a bowl? Or what my friend did was she put a bottle of grog. I do. I actually have. Let me show you that, Gazza, in a second. I'll explain a little bit more of the tradition in a second, guys. But the salt, you can put in a cross because it is a religious kind of thing. I mean, I know it sounds like it's like an evil, you know, woohoo, bad spirits kind of thing, but it's not like that at all. It's definitely not. It's quite a religious thing. So obviously Mexico, there's a lot of religious people, and a lot of it is they put the cross. So I don't think I have any room to put a cross. So let's just put the salt on a plate. Hold on. The other night I broke one of the candles. So how about we use the candle holder as the salt holder? It's a great idea, Dora. Great idea. Reuse, recycle, right? I don't know how much salt to put on there. We're just going to put some salt on here, okay, guys? And it will go quite nicely with the tequila we have on this plate, on here. So you were asking me about grog, Gazza. I'll tell you about that in a second. All right, so let me take you off here. So Argentina is in South America. Mexico is in Central America. So higher up, just a little bit higher up, Gaza. So let me show you. So the other attraction of the Day of the Dead, Gaza, or anyone watching, is, are you the girl that works out? Pokemon J. Yeah, I do work out, but I'm more than that. Okay, so we're trying to attract our loved ones back. Okay, so just give you an example. This is my father. My father was a keen environmentalist. Okay, he loved plants. So I have a Banksia pod here near him. I have a combi van because he loved combi vans. He had a combi van, one of the ones with the pop-up roof. And I have one of his paintings. So my dad was a very keen artist. So that's to help attract him back. This is also a railway sleeper that my uncle, my dad's brother, they lived in a place called Coonabarabran in northern New South Wales, New South Wales. And that is a sleeper from where they used to play as kids. So that's going to help attract my grandfather, my uncle back, and my dad. And that is my actual grandfather. I never met him. That is my grandfather. So my grandfather obviously lived in Coonabarabran with my uncle and my dad, obviously. And my uncle's wife, Nola, all knew each other from that generation. And they loved a drink. So I will get some wine for them too. And my dad loved a beer. So obviously I drank that last night. So on the Day of the Dead, I will open a beer for my dad and I'll pour a glass for him while I have some I'll have the 0% beer for me. So, talking about tequila, my friend June, she's Scottish. I met her when I lived in Mexico back in the year 2000. So over 25 years ago, guys, that's when I first lived in Mexico. And when I came back to visit her in about 2009, she gave me this bottle of tequila, 1-800 Bianco, which is white tequila. Now, this year, I can't drink this, guys, because I'm on 75 hard and there's no alcohol allowed to be drank. So you guys know that I'm not drinking beer. I'm drinking zero beer. So there's no alcohol in this at all. So next year, I'm actually going to open the bottle. I'm going to have some tequila with my friend June. And conveniently, we have salt. My friend Lynn, I also met in Mexico, but the second time I lived there, back in 2013, I met her and our friendship developed because she was an expat living from Canada, living in Mexico in winter. She would flee Canada, the wind and the cold, and you get that, Heather. She would flee the winter and go to Mexico. So that's where I would see her. I'd meet her at in winter time of her winter in Mexico. We drank a lot of beer and wine together. My friend Esther, who I do a lot of the walking with purpose, you guys have heard me talk about how she committed suicide. So yeah, she's a dear friend of mine. I used to work with her at the Thai restaurant where I used to work with him. He was my Thai boss. He's English, and I told you a story about him yesterday. And we used to drink red wine together at work. He would sit behind the bar. I would pour him a wine, and he would say, "Hey, pour yourself your own wine." So then I would have a wine while I was working at the Thai restaurant. And that's how I afford to travel, is by I always had second or third jobs. So we used to work together. One of her favourite drinks was Moscato. So there we have Moscato. Oh, Gaza, I love Great Northern. Great Northern's really nice. I know it's like, terrible to be drinking zero beer, but it is what it is. Do they drink tequila with the worm? They do. They do. And then I have a rum bottle because my friend Debbie, that I used to work with, absolutely loved rum. Like she would nail out a bottle of rum. And this is unfortunately my new friend to the altar this year. This is my best friend when I was 6 and 7, Jenny. So she used to know little Dora when she was 6 and 7 years old. And she just passed away about a month ago. And up here we have some Canadian Club because Diego's mother, Sue, loved Canadian Club. And then Gaza, are you there? I don't know if this will make any sense to you, Gaza. So when Dazza stopped playing professional football for in Australia, he started playing league again. He played for Souths in Brisbane. The Souths team's not there anymore. But they did a reunion game in 1981, grand final reunion, 2nd of August 1990. And there's all pictures of them and all their names. Let me see if there's any famous people in here. The front row is Daryl Higgs. So the front person here, that is Daryl Higgs there. You can't really see that, guys, but that was him. Let me see if there's any other famous people in there. Because he used to play with Mal Benigna, Mal and Arthur Bins. I don't know. Some of the big footballers. I don't know their names, to be honest, guys. But yeah, there's a whole lot of names on there. Yeah. So, and I even have like who scored the game, like the points. Oh, so it was Souths against Redcliffe. Now, how cool is that? Now Redcliffe has a team. It's got the scrums, the penalties. That's actually pretty cool, actually. That's really cool. Oh, look there. Souths, Mal Bigna. Oh, where is he in this Bigna? Back row, Mal. So there's Mal there. I don't know if you can see that, Gaza, but Mal is obviously, well, Gaza knows Mal. Mal's a very famous footballer here in Australia. So there you go. Yep, so there's some famous people in here. I don't think Wally Lewis is in there, or Arthur Beeson, but they're all from the same era. But yeah, that's kind of gold. I have to be careful with that. We cannot drop that. That is like the family crest, as in like that's Daz's pride and joy. So obviously that's right next to Dazza. We would never open that. Though in saying that, I think the boys will actually open that one day in memory of Dazza. So yeah. So, oh, in the middle. Did you see the picture of him? I didn't even see that. Okay, let's have one other look. I probably had a blind look there. Are you talking about the front row? I can't see Wally Lewis there. I can see Mal in the back. Anyway, yep, let's put this away before I actually do drop it, and that would be like very, very bad of me. Okay. Oh, yeah, Big Mal, yep. Okay, so guys, we need to, okay, we've got the salt. We do need to light some candles, guys. I really want to light some candles tonight. Now, we just have to be very careful because to make sure we don't want anything to light up. Now, unfortunately, I didn't find my lighter because I don't actually smoke, guys, so that is a thing. It's much easier when you have those like, actually, just give me a minute, guys. Let me just see if I can find, in my office, I might actually have, oh, I have a lighter in my office. So in my office, I have an oil burner. Hello, Buddha. Hello. There we go. That's going to help this a lot easier, trust me, guys, than using matches. Okay. So guys, let me turn this around. So when I light the candles, guys, again, this is up to you how you do this. Like, I mean, there is no right or wrong with this, except the only wrong in this is that you would never put a photo of someone that's alive on here. Okay? So if there was a picture of, just say, for example, that my uncle had died, but his wife hadn't died yet, and I put that photo on the altar, then it's kind of hexing my auntie. So you only put photos of people that have passed away on the altar. That's the only rule here, guys. And the second rule is health and safety, right? Because, you know, candles, fire, paper, wooden house, very, very careful. Health and safety. So that's why I have candles in these things. So guys, bear with me, guys, because when I do this personally for me, when I light a candle, I'm literally kind of having a moment with that person. Like, for example, I'm going to start with my dad, and I'm going to light a candle and just, you know, say a couple of loving words to my father, because it's like I'm calling him up, you know, I'm lighting up the way, if that makes any sense to you. And if it doesn't, that's okay, as long as it makes sense to me, right? So I'll be back. Ouch. Okay. I didn't think this out very well. These are hard to actually light. You know what we do? We just got a tea light right on the top of it. That way we don't have to deal with it. There's many ways to skin a cat, right? So there we go. All right, back to my plan. Okay. This is still not easy. Crap. Maybe I do need to use a lighter. No, sorry, the matches. I could be here for a while, just saying. I have no idea how I'm supposed to light this one. Like, I think I need one of those long ones. I used to have one. I'm going to get one tomorrow because that will make this very much easier. See ya, Heather. All right, well, I am missing a few candles, guys. That's okay. We are not going to light the top of it at the moment, guys. And I just realised I needed to put the little wreath back on here. I probably should have done that before, because now I'm trying to fix it with candles. Health and safety says, do not lean over in a dress over candles to put a hole in something. Do that tomorrow. So obviously I used to have the Day of the Dead wreath up there. We'll put that up tomorrow. So guys, we're going to turn the light off and get the full effect. Wow. What do you think, guys? I'm pretty actually happy with that, guys. And it's kind of beautiful to see the flags kind of moving in the wind. It's like the spirits kind of, wafting in. If you believe in that, right? But, it is what it is. Every one of these people on this altar, except for my grandfather that I never met, they have, the people that are on this altar are people that meant something to myself, or obviously Diego. I meant enough that, I want to remember them once a year. As a minimum, right? As a minimum to remember them. Debbie, so you had to see this live. I'm glad. So let me tell you that on November 2, the actual Day of the Dead for adults. So obviously November 1 is for the children. I don't actually have any children on the altar because I have not lost any children. Or I don't have any friends that have lost any children that I've put on the altar. But on the 2nd of November, which will be this Sunday for me, my mum is coming down and my sister and my niece will come over. Diego will be here. And we will have the favourite foods of some of our loved ones. So obviously my father, because, this is actually my father's house originally, and then I bought my dad's house off him. So my dad, had a long history in this land that I live on. And so to have a family gathering on this land in front of this altar, like, there's a dining room table just here that's full of crap right now. Well, you can't see it right now, but, obviously we'll be sitting here having a family lunch by the altar. The candles will be lit, even though it's lunchtime. I'll light the candles. And we will prepare some of my dad's favourite foods, which is roast potatoes. We'll also go and get some fish and chips from his favourite fish and chip shop, and especially get a seafood stick. He loves seafood sticks. And I will actually plate up a plate, and I'll put it down the front of the altar. I'll make another little table, and I'll put a plate with some, some potatoes, roast potatoes, a piece of fish, some chips, and some seafood sticks. I'll pour him a glass of beer, and that will be his. No one eats that food. It just stays there on the altar on that, that day for lunch. Obviously, I'm not going to leave it there overnight because rats and stuff, it's disgusting, right? Just like the bread that I've got there, I'll close that up tonight because I don't want any, rats coming in here or possums or anything to attract any weird animals into the house. So that is what we'll do. And then obviously another thing that we'll do is that obviously, a big part of our family was, East meets West. I'm half Indonesian, so my mum cooks amazing Indonesian food, right? So we'll have, all my mum's amazing Indonesian food. We'll have Dad's roast potatoes, probably even some roast meat. So it's East meets West. And, my little niece that never got to meet my dad loves roast potatoes like her grandfather. So it's very, very cute. So we'll tell stories and, just joke about, funny things that happened in our lives with our father. So obviously, being that I live with Diego, so Dazza was a big part of my life too. And, there's many stories to be told about Dazza. Many stories, trust me. Dazza was quite a comedian. He had his moments and he loved dessert. So Diego will get custard and truffle for dinner or for like dessert, basically, because that's Dazza's thing. He loved that. Do people use Ouija boards at these times? No, they don't do that. So Deb, it's like more paganism. This is more like just calling the spirits. I know what you're trying to say, because like Ouija boards. Hey, Mike, how you going? Ouija boards. See, Mike, this is what we've done so far. I think we're done, actually, to be honest, we're done. But yeah, a little bit different, Deb. Don't really know the difference, guys, but yeah, nothing to do with Ouija boards. So I might just turn the camera around, guys, because you're watching it from the selfie camera, which will not be as good a quality. So let me take out and show you what it looks like. There we go. With the normal camera. Oh my gosh, guys, I can't believe how it turned out. So you can imagine I will eventually have candles lit up at the top. So it'll be basically many levels. I'm really glad, Debbie Sue, that we changed the colours and we did the flags. I really am happy with that. And then obviously we have our new addition, the Day of the Dead bread, which looks like skulls and bones. So that's exactly what it looks like. And then we have, unfortunately, a new addition to the altar is my childhood friend, Jen. Yeah, so Debbie, Debbie Sue, it did actually change it, didn't it? Totally lifted the colour, hey, like it's amazing what colours can bring, right? And then obviously we've added the water and the salt. So to quench the thirst and to purify and to take away the evil spirits. So I'm going to grab a chair. And take a seat here. And I wouldn't mind telling you a story about one of the people on my altar. Like last night I talked about Dave. Who will we talk about today? And sometimes it just depends on how you feel and what you're feeling. Who you might want to talk about, the feelings that muster up. Sometimes you don't get any feelings at all and you just don't want to talk about anyone. Guys, it's going to be my uncle. My Uncle Jack. Oh my goodness, guys. My Uncle Jack. I know you can't really see a very good clear photo of him now. Oh my gosh, man. So Jack was his name, Jack, and that's his wife, Nola. I think they were married for like 60 odd years. They were childhood sweethearts. So let me tell you. Okay, actually, let me just get you back in this thingamajiggy, hey? So I can be free-handed. That's better. Let me do that. Let me drop this down. There we go. So I want to tell you about my Uncle Jack. This will tie in, guys, because Uncle Jack was like a accountant / bookkeeper. So he had a pretty good paying job, and he was at one stage living in Papua New Guinea with his family, so his wife, and he had 3 children. So my cousins, Brandon, Stephanie, and Fiona. See you, Crystal. Thanks for being here, Crystal. I'm glad you got to see the near finish result. Really nice to see you, Crystal. Hey, look after yourself. And I hope that you do print out a picture of your brother and put a candle up for him, okay? We're thinking of you. So they were quite well off. My mum and dad, I would say, are just middle-class people. We didn't have a huge lot of money, but obviously it was very important for my mum and dad to take myself and my sister back to Indonesia to visit the family, because obviously we're half Indonesian. And obviously my mum, she missed her family, Australia's her second country, Indonesia's her first place. So she, it was very important for her to go back to Indonesia. So there wasn't a lot of money in our household, but we never went without, right? We always had a roof over our head. I never thought we needed, I never needed anything. Where we had what we needed, right? I never needed the BMW or anything like that, okay? Whereas my uncle's side of the family, they were quite wealthy. They drove a quite nice car. They had quite a fancy house. They lived in Sydney. Just things a little bit different, kind of, just a little bit different, okay? They had a little bit more money, okay? So he would travel quite a bit. Him and his wife, they would travel overseas. And this is where my postcard obsession came about, because my uncle used to send me postcards. So I have a postcard. I could go get the postcard right now, but I don't want to. I can just talk to you about it. I have a postcard from Rio de Janeiro. It's one of these long postcards. Back in the day, you used to get the long postcards. And it was from 1983, guys. So 1983, I was 7 years old. And it was a postcard from Rio de Janeiro. And, he wrote this big postcard, to the family. And I remember looking at it as a 7-year-old kid. I had no idea where Rio de Janeiro was. No idea. Had no clue about the world, right? I had been to Indonesia, but that's all I'd been to, guys. I'd been to Malaysia, Singapore, and Indonesia. But, that's all I knew, right? Asia. But I'm 7, so I really don't know too much about the world yet. And I get this postcard. Well, the family get a postcard, but I'm looking at it going, where is this place? Rio de Janeiro, this picture is amazing, okay? I will one day show you guys. It's a beautiful, beautiful postcard. I've still got it. And I just remember looking at it going, where is that? Like, where is this weird place? It's like Disneyland, right? And then progressively over the years, we would get postcards from all different places around the world, weird and wonderful places, France, Italy, Germany, you name it, okay? So I was getting postcards from around the world, and it just started planting these seeds in my head of the world is way more bigger than my backyard, right? And yeah, school for me, I wasn't not a very good scholar, should I say. I probably am dyslexic. And yeah, I didn't like school. I probably didn't understand it. I'm a shocking speller. And yeah, I write backwards a lot of the time. So I have to triple check my writing. It can get really frustrating. So when someone sends me an email, I have to sit down and I have to read it. I mean, I can read it, but to write it back, my thinking is way too quick for my typing, and then I miss words completely, and then words are backwards. It's a whole mess. And then if I'm in a hurry and I press send, and then you get the email off me, you're like, what the hell did she say? So anyway, school was not a great place for me. I made a lot of friends though, okay? I always say that my education, my college, my university was travel. So that came a lot from, reading the postcards from my father and my grandfather, my uncle, Uncle Jack, and seeing these postcards from all around the world and just been going, where is these places? So when I was old enough to start traveling, that trip I did when I was 25 years old, I went backpacking for the first time. No, I was 24 actually. I went to Europe for 3 months. I started sending my uncle postcards home. And he was so proud to get postcards from, little Mutiara, who's now, 24 years old, backpacking around the world. Well, in Europe by the stage. So yeah, that's my uncle was my travel inspiration basically. And that's why I love postcards because yeah, he used to send me postcards. And now I've passed that on to my niece. So my niece now loves postcards. So I'll tell you why. So a little while ago, I've been sending postcards to my niece for a while now. She's 7 years old. And she said to me one day, she said, Bibi, so in Indonesian, in Bahasa Indonesian, Bibi is auntie. Okay, so my niece is obviously Australian. Her mum's my sister, and we're half Indonesian, half Australian, and her partner is Australian. So she's, 3/4 of Australian, right, and a quarter of Indonesian. But she calls me Bibi because that's the Indonesian way. And she calls her grandma, my mother, Nini, because that is the way that in Indonesia we call our grandma Nini, and my auntie is Bibi. So she knows auntie is Bibi, and she knows that Nini is grandma, but just out of respect, she calls me Bibi and my mother, her grandmother, Nini. So anyway, she says to me one day, she goes, Bibi, why do you keep on sending me postcards? I said, what do you mean? And she said, but why don't you just send me an email? And I'm like, oh my God, she's completely missed the spot here, right? Like, I always pick out pretty little pictures for postcards, and it's gone completely over her head. She's just saying, why didn't you not send me an email? So a couple of months ago, my sister, her partner, and my niece and her stepbrother all went to Europe. So my niece's grandparents on the other side, they're Australian, but they bought themselves a canal boat. And they have a canal boat that basically goes down the Doombe River, in like Budapest, all through Europe basically, okay? And they have one of those barges, right? And what do they call them? Ship barges. Oh, they're not a ship, it's a barge, a little boat basically thing. So anyway, they went to Europe, and I sent her a message and said, hey, to my sister, I said, hey, do you realise that your daughter, and I told her the story about the postcard. And I said, How about, like, since you're in Europe, how about you take her to a shop, show her the postcard stack, like, that you spin the postcards around so she can pick a postcard for me and get her to write the postcard and then go get a stamp, like get her to do the whole action. Then she might understand what a postcard's about. So guess what happened? She comes flying home from her trip. I mean, she did come home to get her rat. I was looking after her rat. So she has baby rats. They're disgusting, guys. Disgusting. But anyway, we were looking after the rats while they were away for 3 weeks in Europe. As soon as they got home, they came over to get the rat. She flies through the door. Bibby, did you get your postcard? So that is all because of my Uncle Jack. So I'm passing that tradition now on to my niece. So now she understands the tradition because she actually went through and she picked the postcard. She spent the day. She told me what she did that day, and she got the stamp and she connected the dots. So yeah, I feel very, very proud and privileged that my uncle used to send me postcards, even though I didn't start traveling for till many, many years later. But then I remembered, how amazing it was to get a postcard. So I would send postcards home to my friends, my family, my dad. My dad would get lots of postcards from me. My uncle would get lots of postcards. At the time, I had another trip I went on. I went for a 6-month holiday, backpacking around the world, and I sent all the postcards back to that boyfriend. I've kept those postcards because they symbolize that whole trip. Like the postcards are all on the side of a fridge. They were. And yeah, and they tell a story, right? Even though they were to an ex-boyfriend, but they tell a story about what I was doing that day. So one day I will write a story or I'll make a video on, my adventures on that trip through postcards. I think it'll make an interesting story. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that story about my Uncle Jack. I hope Uncle Jack, I know Uncle Jack would be like completely beaming right now. I think I even feel a little kiss on my cheek, and I just feel like, yeah, it's beautiful. And yeah, honestly, I think, if you can do this tradition yourself, if you've lost someone that, that really you meant a lot to you, I think you will see the beauty in it. I've got tears right now, but they're like, it's bittersweet. It's a beautiful story. It's a beautiful way to connect the dots and to, to be around a relative that I haven't seen for a long time. Oh, you had an Uncle Jack too, Debbie Sue. Oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful. Let me know how I can do it. Okay, so well, Mike, tell me, who have you lost? And I'll tell you how to, it doesn't really matter who you've lost, but let me just explain it. All you need to do is print out a photo, literally. I printed out a photo this afternoon of my friend Jenny. Put it in a frame. You don't even have to put it in a frame. You could just put just print the photo out and put it on the table in front of a candle. That's as far as you need to go. Oh, you can send me a postcard. Okay, yeah, I'll DM you. So actually, it's interesting that you mentioned that. I'm going to screenshot that picture. Screenshot that, actually. So you know how I've been asking for questions, guys? So I'm going to use that as a question. I'm not going to answer the question as in give my address out on a 10-minute video. I'll give that to you privately, Mike. But that will prompt a thing that I want to do, that I want, our friends in the community like Debbie Sue. Well, I'll talk about it now, guys. I might as well just talk. You two are here anyway. Basically, I want to do a postcard exchange where, I love to get postcards all from you individually just to me, and then I'll send them you a postcard too. But I just thought it'd be really, really nice if we could do a postcard exchange between all of us in the community, the people that want to participate, should I say. So basically, how it would work, I'm just nutting it out in my head right now. I have thought about it. and I wanted to do a live or a 10-minute video about it. So I'm going to screenshot that right now. Hold on, give me a second. Let me just screenshot it. Screenshot. Hold on, let me get a screenshot with the lovely Day of the Dead altar behind me. Okay, so my idea is that I'd be the gatekeeper because someone has to look after the addresses. I don't want everyone getting everyone's addresses because not everyone feels comfortable with that. I get that. So basically the idea is that you would email me that you want to be involved in the postcard exchange. At the moment, my email is not in my bio. I've just taken it down just for security reasons. And I'm going to put another email there soon. So everyone will email me. So I've already got some names already, like Heather and Susan want to do it. Jazz wants to do it. So I already have their addresses. But the idea is that I will exchange addresses for two of them. You get you get two addresses each. So basically, like Mike and Debbie Sue, if you wanted to be involved, I would then give you, you wouldn't know this, but I would maybe give you Jazz and I don't know, like you would basically get two postcards from two different people in our community. And then I'd give you two names and then with two addresses, and then you would have to send them a postcard. So the idea is if you didn't know that person, they're going to be part of our community. Obviously, I would know that person. I'm going to vet those people. I'm not going to send you a postcard to a random person that's only been on my chat once. Not like that. It has to be someone that I actually, know, follow, subscribe, know that they're a legit person, right? And that they're completely legit. So then basically, I'm not giving your address to 20 people. I'm only giving your address to 2 people. Okay, and of course you have to trust that I'm going to do the right thing and not, sell your address or anything like that. Okay, guys, I wouldn't do that. But the whole idea is that you would get 2 postcards. Because why I say that is because sometimes postcards never come. So for example, I send postcards to myself, and I sent myself a postcard from Samoa back in May. I still haven't got the postcard. Okay. I'll screenshot that. Okay, so Mike, just delete that message now if you want to, just for safety reasons for yourself. Oh, I can delete it. Oh, no. Can you delete that message yourself? I've screenshotted it, so I've got it. But if you just delete the email, so that way no one can, like after the live goes live, people can go and see the chat so that they can get your email. Just, just as a precaution, you don't want weirdos sending you emails. I mean, other than me being a weirdo sending you an email. I've just realised I can pin messages. I had no idea I could pin messages. I'll do that again. Pin message. Cool. There we go. I just learned how to pin a message. I had no idea. There you go. So guys, can I just say there is a lot of heat coming from here at the moment. I'm just going to open the door because it is really quite warm. Whew. And we're going to have some water. Oh, and I need to get the battery pack. Actually, that's what I needed to do. Battery pack. Anyway, I've got your email. I mean, I've got you on Instagram. But Debbie Sue, Debbie Sue, does Kathleen have your details? Because I can get it off Kathleen. If you want to be part of this, Kathleen and Debbie Sue. Okay, I've just realised it's 11:30. My goodness, guys. So, guys, I'm going to do health and safety here. Now, where's my little clopper thing? Let me just... There we go. This is what we use for health and safety. To put out the flyer. Actually, hold on. We should take a photo, shouldn't we? Okay, give me a second. Let me go get my other camera and take a photo. Just give me a moment. I've got a candle behind here that's blowing that we're having dinner with. So I'm going to turn that off. Okay. Does that change it? It's a bit better light, I think. I don't know. Maybe I need a camera. There we go. Light, camera, action. Maybe I need a bit of light. There we go. Maybe that's better. Yeah, that's a bit better, guys. All right. There we go. All right, well, I am going to put out the candles. Okay, you don't think Debbie Sue has your, Kathleen has your email. Anyway, if you email Mike, Mike will send me a message on Instagram. Trust me, it'll all work somehow. Trust me. I'll get an email working in a second. So anyway, let's make sure you guys can double check that I get them all. Okay. That sucks. That doesn't work in there. It doesn't go in there. Okay. Okay. And then we only have the little lights to go. Okay, let's just turn the light on. Okay. All right. Well. So, Debbie Sue, Mike, what do you think of my idea of the postcard exchange within the community? I mean, I'd love a postcard individually off you. Obviously, Mike, we can do that anyway. I'd love one off you, Mike. But do you like the idea of doing a postcard exchange with, a few of us from the community? I thought it'd be a good way also that maybe you might not know to some of these particular people that you get to send a postcard to, but then you would watch their videos and get to know them and then send them a postcard. So it's just a different way of getting to know some of our fellow people in our community. Okay, perfect. I'm glad. Okay. Well, we've got Debbie Sue, we've got Mike, we've got Heather's Backyard, we've got High Country Homestead, we've got Jazz Nomad TV, and I believe there's a few more people. I haven't even advertised it that much. Obviously, I've just been on chatting about it, but obviously when I put it on a 10-minute video, obviously only people in the community that, obviously I'm subscribed to, that are quite well known in our little groups. Obviously just not randoms. So, yeah. So anyway, guys, love how the Day of the Dead altar turned into, talking about postcards and travel. See how things interlink? But, this is how it works, right? I could tell you many stories like this from this altar, but one story a night, guys. And it's been a long day, guys. I mean, I don't know if you had to add up how many hours I've been doing lives today. I've probably lived 6 hours on a live or 7 hours on a live. So, Mike, that live I did this afternoon went for 4 hours and 15 minutes. And then I did a live this morning that went for an hour on the beach. And then tonight, this one's gone for nearly 2-3 hours. Crap. Okay, I've got to go to bed. I've got to have a shower. But appreciate you guys being here. I hope you enjoyed that. I loved it. I loved sharing it with you. I need to close the bread up. We don't want any munchkins coming to munch on that tonight. I wish you could smell that. It smells so good. There we go. Anyway, I really hope you enjoyed that tonight, guys, or today, and that you guys have a lovely, lovely day. Oh yeah, it's a lot of hours. Watch hours, I guess. But it's not. I just don't do it for the watch hours, guys. I honestly do it because I just really like to share the tradition. I just think it's such a beautiful tradition. And look, I love doing lives, guys. I think you kind of realise that I probably do it for free. I am doing it for free. I'm pretty much a work experience person for YouTube. I volunteer. There you go. I volunteer for YouTube. So anyway, guys, I appreciate your time. As I always say, guys, you didn't have to be here, but I do appreciate that if you are here. And I do believe that, you got some value out of it, and that's the whole point, all right? We're getting to learn a little bit about cultures, Mexico, stories about different people in my life, talking about different random things. We learned how to make these, put them together. God, they look good. They really do. I love them. I'm really glad I changed the levels. And yeah, just really glad. Bit by bit, this has just come together so nicely. Tomorrow I'll put this guy back up. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to say goodbye. Well, Debbie Sue, all I can say is thank you for, embracing it. Gabriella was so touched that I had these friends that actually really wanted to know about the tradition. So she was just like, oh my God. And she was telling her mum in Espanol, like she's like, Muriara has these friends from overseas wanting to know all about the Day of the Dead tradition. And they were so like shocked that, especially, obviously I'm Australian, but they know me, so they know that I'm a little bit cuckoo, like I love this kind of stuff, I love anything to do with Mexico and the traditions. But the fact that my friends actually like and want to know about it is, yeah, amazing. So anyway, thank you for watching. Debbie Sue, please take a rest. Do not watch any of my videos for a long time. We'd miss you, but it's okay. But Mike, really good to see you, mate. Have a good day. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. And I'll see you on your Friday, probably, or maybe not. I don't know. I'll see you on Saturday. I don't know. See you guys. Bye. Good night.